Sawing wood. This seemingly simple task can be a real source of frustration, even for experienced DIYers. You measure twice, cut once, but the result is still a crooked line, a chipped edge, or a piece of wood that just doesn't fit. What went wrong? Often the problem isn't your skill, but a few common mistakes that are surprisingly easy to make. Understanding these pitfalls is the first step to achieving clean, precise, and professional-looking cuts every single time. From selecting the wrong blade to neglecting safety, small errors can lead to big problems. Today, we're going to break down the most frequent mistakes people make when sawing lumber, and more importantly, how you can avoid them. Turning your woodworking projects from frustrating challenges into satisfying accomplishments. One of the most fundamental errors begins before the saw even touches the wood, using the wrong blade for the job. It's a common assumption that any blade will cut any wood, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Blades are designed with specific tasks in mind, distinguished primarily by their tooth count, or teeth per inch TPI. A blade with a low TPI, like a rip-cut blade, has large, deep gullets between its teeth. This design is perfect for cutting along the grain of the wood, as it efficiently clears out large amounts of material. However, if you use this same blade for a crosscut cutting against the grain you'll likely end up with a rough, splintered edge. Conversely, a crosscut blade has a high TPI, smaller teeth that take finer bites, resulting in a clean, smooth finish when cutting across wood fibers. Using a fine-toothed blade for a rip cut will be incredibly slow and can cause the blade to overheat and warp. The solution is simple. Always match your blade to your cut. Have both a dedicated rip blade and a crosscut blade on hand. If you're switching between tasks frequently, a combination blade can be a good compromise, though it won't perform as well as a specialized one. Another critical mistake is failing to properly support the workpiece. When your lumber isn't stable, it's nearly impossible to make an accurate cut. If the wood wobbles, shifts, or vibrates as you saw, your blade will wander, resulting in a crooked line. Even worse, an unsupported off-cut piece can sag and then suddenly drop at the end of the cut, which can cause the wood to splinter or, more dangerously, bind the blade. This binding can lead to a violent kickback, where the saw is thrown back toward the operator. To prevent this, ensure your lumber is fully supported on a stable surface, like a workbench or a set of sawhorses. Use clamps to firmly secure the wood, preventing any movement. When making long cuts, it's essential to support both the main piece and the offcut. You can use an outfeed table, rollers, or an additional sawhorse to hold the offcut level with the main piece throughout the entire cut. This simple step not only dramatically improves the quality and accuracy of your work, but is also one of the most important safety precautions you can take in the workshop. Ignoring proper technique and rushing the process is a recipe for disaster. Many beginners and even some seasoned woodworkers try to force the saw through the wood, thinking that more pressure equals a faster cut. This is a dangerous misconception. A sharp, appropriate blade should do the work for you. Your role is simply to guide the saw along your marked line. Pushing too hard can cause the blade to deflect, leading to an uneven cut. It can also overload the saw's motor, causing it to burn out, and increases the risk of kickback. Instead, let the saw's speed and the blade's sharpness dictate the cutting pace. Apply gentle, steady forward pressure and allow the teeth to bite into the wood naturally. It's also vital to maintain a good stance and a firm grip, keeping your body out of the direct line of the blade's path. By focusing on smooth, controlled movements rather than brute force, you'll find your cuts are cleaner, your saw lasts longer, and your work environment becomes significantly safer. Remember, woodworking is a marathon, not a sprint. Patience is a tool, just as valuable as your saw. By paying close attention to these three key areas: blade selection, workpiece support, and proper cutting technique, you can eliminate the most common sources of error in sawing lumber. Taking the time to prepare correctly and execute patiently will not only improve the quality of your projects, but also enhance your safety and overall enjoyment of the craft. So next time you step up to the saw, remember these principles. The perfect cut is not a matter of luck. It's the result of knowledge, preparation, and mindful practice.